What do you think about this place where our roofs are made with aluminum or tin or whatever, and we're sleeping on plastic?
I can't say that I agree with every decision that's been made here.
This is my model prototype of my washing machine.
I'm so scared of saying that I don't trust Jimmy. Why am I the one who's paying and who's working?
Fun fact in the States, if I were to get caught doing what I'm doing now, $10,000 fine and 5 years in jail. That's the Panama National Butterfly.
Oh no, run! Oh my god! That's horrible.
I've been thinking about diversity at Colonists so much. This thing like, who wants to move here? People who have the ability and the privilege. Jimmy does want the rich and the poor. How's he going to get the poor here?
But the thing is that it's hard because are we pioneers or are we colonists? That's a question that I really struggled with coming here. Who are we to be in this land?
You want a presentation, don't you? You know what? I want to make you a presentation really badly.
Well, because you're speaking in like 30 minutes.
I don't even know how to make a presentation. I can't believe I'm speaking in 30 minutes on everything to show. What if we show? Fuck. Where is somebody?
I just want to see the passion, what you're doing, and how other people.
Let me try and put together pictures. Either way, I'm gonna get up and speak. I don't want to do a video.
Okay, yeah, I don't think a video's.
Yeah, I
just
don't
want a
want
couple
to.
pictures together.
Thank you.
Part of why the destination is so intriguing to me is because the story behind it, like the original intention, I think, has shifted, and he'll probably talk about that a little bit. The name of this place is called Colonists, and you're about to learn a little bit more. Please welcome to the stage, Jimmy Stice.
I have the incredible privilege of when people say, what do you do? I say, I'm building a town. So how do we build a town? Guess who's always built towns? 20 to 40-year-olds, just to be honest, young people. 65-year-olds finance towns, but they didn't go out into the frontier. But it turns out there's something about being 18 to 35 that makes you crazy enough to come live in the middle of a jungle for 3 months at a time, sleeping on air mattresses next to each other.
So cool. A lot of talented people here.
These kids here, not only are they founding our town, they're founding it from their hearts. They're founding it based on their ethics, without really regards to financial return, but really about the ROI to themselves in terms of their personal transformation. Because that's what towns exist for, is to connect us to each other. You know, the word colony comes from Greek, and it meant an away home, and it was when a town went beyond the carrying capacity of the natural resources around it, they sent out a group of people to found a new town. It was a way of distributing human population across the earth in a way that was in balance with ecological systems. For 100 years, we took this break from town building almost entirely. And then in the 80s, all of a sudden, some guys started building towns, not really because they thought we needed to build towns, but really as a response to how badly we were building. And now we're looking at people who are specifically building towns, myself included, for the purpose of economic development.
Right now we're gonna go to where my crew is fixing up some fence because the cows are coming pretty soon. So, I mean, the last thing you want is to buy X amount of cows and then within a day or two for them to be off their property.
Muchas hormigas. Voy a pasar un ceviche de hormigas.
Ceviche de hormiga, mucha proteína. The balo is a living fence post. It's a branch of a leguminous tree, and it grows roots and leaves. It becomes a tree. And it fixes nitrogen at the same time, so it improves the soil around it. It's really great. It's like a beetle grub, but they use it to fatten the chicken or go fishing. Buena para la pesca. It's like I kind of like walk this fence between this culture and the other culture. I can fully be in this one and fully be in the other one, and interact and connect people. Kind of happy to be here as a farmer and a bridge. What?
Okay.
¿Cuál es esa? Corre pendejo. This is the dumbass runner. It makes the dumbass run away because it doesn't sting you at all. But it's a wasp. We grab the nest with like our thick calluses on the end of our finger, on our thumb. We cover the hole, and then we just like throw it at each other. And then everyone else just laughs. And then you start to get vengeance some other day. It's really great. Out here, whenever we're working, there's a lot of wasps, all kinds of wasps, like hundreds of different kinds of wasps. Got me really hard. There one here, one on the lip. Fuck, it hurts. It hurts really bad. Oh man, my lip's really tender right now. It's crazy.
Look how much trash we have. Y'all are sustainable. What is this? We need to take this out somehow. Oh my god. There's so much trash around. Why do people use these items?
You
Jeez.
have to, Ralph.
Not necessarily.
You're right, not necessarily.
You can get some more waste-free options than things like this.
We all have a good quality. Like can't sustainability all day and I'm HF. And I was very unhappy on Friday and I considered dropping out. I wouldn't be so open about it if I haven't heard conversations from people that are also unhappy and stuff, and it's like a general thing, I think.
Because we're at the edge of the Central Mountain Range, which is all national park, and we're the first piece of property that's not national park. So there's
literally the same thing that's happening in my property.
Really? That's
yeah,
wild.
It's really wild. We border 2 million acres of national forest. Be back on.
Wild.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing right now. That's the whole thing, is that I'm at a place where I have all these options in front of me, and one of them is 350 acres of my own that I could farm or do something with.
Right.
See, I've literally been trying to do this all by myself. Doing it by yourself when you have no money and trying to find the people to help is like drains you.
Yeah, the way you build a town isn't by building a town brick by brick with your hands, it's by getting people to build a town.
Everything that people have been telling me, I feel like it boils down to a trust issue. In the sense that we pay to be here and we help make the place better, right? And before coming here, when I would tell people the project that I was getting into, and that I kind of sometimes hid the fact that I was paying to come here, because when I said it, people were like, wait, you should be paid to go do that. You should be getting paid to go build this village and to help and bring your knowledge, and not the other way around.
Of those 1.5 million cities in the world, all of them began as camps. None of them were a approved master plan that brought in buildings from day one. Like New Orleans got blown down twice, Chicago burned down, everyone built cheap when it was speculative, and then when the thing actually worked out, that thing being a town, then they brought in bricks and mortar and made it permanent.
I sort of saw it as like the $5,000 was the money you bring with you to invest in this place. And I wanted to learn. That's why I came here. I was seeking this knowledge, and I wanted to see what we could do in the world. I wanted to see what the future was going to look like.
We've got 120 people down there in the jungle right now for the next 10 weeks, and like $150,000 of cash flow every month from it. So
if their mission is to build a sustainable town and that is what they're selling it on, and that's what they're getting investors in on, and that's what they're getting all this publicity for, that's bullshit.
I'm an internet monster.
So I applied to Kaluyala and I came down here, and all of a sudden, all of this happened. I'm more than an intern.
I'm more than an intern.
I'm a farmer, I'm a community organizer,
Market researcher, an adventurous.
I live off the grid.
And I've only been down here 1 week.
If they're not fucking sustainable, there shouldn't be 150 people here.
Yeah, check out my Instagram feed, you know what I mean? Like, people come in, and we do Panamanians too.
It feels like the visions that they originally started with is not what they are doing anymore. I came here knowing the challenges of food allergies and all of that, and was told that I could be accommodated. I have bought all of my own food here. Like, I could be doing this at home, basically, and I was more sustainable at home. I was more farm to table at home. I knew where the food was coming from. I felt better because I wasn't getting sick.
I don't want us to be angry at the staff, but I think that we should be very brave when we ask them questions. We need to ask them serious questions, and we need to really hold them accountable because we spent this money to be here. We gave up things to be here.
Are you like this gringo colonial?
Yeah, this neocolonialism. Hey, y'all know there's a path right down here if we walk this way, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of people who are going to say hippies, cult, all these neocolonialists, they're going to use all these like this one side, there's this other side that's completely inspired and aspirational about it. Whether I'm stealing someone from Ernst & Young, or whether a kid's coming down for a semester abroad, they're trying to look for a lifestyle driven by their values that can also actually be real and be supported, right? Whether you love it or whether you don't like it, the point is it needs to be out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a conversation needs to begin, and once the conversation starts, then we can see where it goes, and I'm not really worried about that.
I think that's great. Even if you're a villain in the conversation, that helps catalyze the conversation.
The website says that 80% of the meals here are from the farm.
I feel so cheated.
We're not doing everything perfectly.
Things that we're talking about now. What's up?
Is anyone medically trained?
I came to Hatch not knowing what the hell it was, and when I got here and saw these people, I thought, holy shit, this is just what Panama needs.
Panama historically has been a meeting point, not only for trade, goods, and services, but also for ideas and philosophies and culture. So having Hatch in Panama is a great opportunity for Panama to keep serving that role.
For our mission, which is to hatch a better world, which means education, entrepreneurialism, the environment. And Jimmy approached me after he'd come to Hatch and said, we have to do this in Panama as the place that literally is the bridge between the Americas. Trade that's going through every single day and not stopping. Jimmy kind of, shared with me, like, that time's over. The time is to build here, not to pass through and by it.
One of my favorite parts of my visit to Colonists was seeing Jimmy connecting with the local people. Everywhere he went, they would go, "Hola, Jimmy! Hola, Jimmy!" It's not easy to be able to create that connection with local people when you're kind of an outsider and you're doing something that's so different.
We're like beggars on the doorstep, so to speak. We want to be part of this, and we are outsiders, and like we're just like trying to figure out like how do we become ingratiated? People are so used to people coming in, extracting and exiting, or failing and exiting.
When you have an Americano drop into another culture, which is oftentimes like the fly-by-night, like, hey, let me, there's like some ulterior motive and so forth, and frankly, I think that Jimmy did arrive with an ulterior motive that shifted, which is part of why I fell in love with this guy, because he flipped the model. He came in as a real estate play, and he was like, we'll do that later. Let's do institute and research and development and education now.
I feel so cheated with knowledge, and I'm so ready to work my ass off, dawn to dusk, grow potatoes here, to feel like this place is growing.
A lot of what I came here for was grow food to feed people.
Yeah.
And on the website
says that 80% of the meals here are from the farm, and that's like not even like the farm, and they actually just we asked that 80% is from the farm and neighboring farms, and they said that's true.
I just personally, I don't know. This whole week to me has been my favorite, one of the best weeks of my life, and I want to give this place the benefit of the doubt because I love this place. I really do, and I love this, and I want to grow, and I want to learn. But maybe these concerns that I'm having are natural, and maybe these warrants I'm having natural before I completely write this whole place off.
for me there is patience. I just feel like I need to give it more time to really ask the questions, because I think it would be terrible to leave without having the answers.
We've started getting sort of like, what are you guys doing? And this isn't what I thought. The nature of who we are here to serve and learn from and teach is that they are going to be like, yo, who's the bad guy? And what's going on here? Because they've been in a system where there is usually a bad guy. Here's the thing about Students Revolt. We have a bunch of really passionate young millennials. Stress and everything is super contagious, especially we're all living together. So if someone's like, today sucks, the person next to them is like, today does suck, and then it just spreads. Right now and for the rest of the day, there's questions about Kaliyala and Kaliyala Institute, and they're writing stuff and putting them in.
Esteban has a master's degree, and he's written a book on creativity. He's started 3 companies, and he's also a touring stand-up comedian. So he's kind of a Swiss Army knife of entertainment and education.
Write these big, scary questions and challenge them. You don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
My number one priority is always our students. Beyond the investors, they're taking the biggest risk of anyone out there. And in some ways, they're taking a bigger risk than the investors. They're giving us 10 weeks of their youth, for God's sakes. They're coming to the jungles of Panama. I'm frightened of whether or not every team member I've got is happy and which interns are going to be sad in the next 2 weeks while I'm gone. I am fucking petrified of all that shit.
When I first got here and I entered too, the students were kind of going through a weird phase. I kind of went through it too. Now I get it, but we're not doing everything perfectly, but that's why we're here.
where their like boiling negativity can take them is something that if you are new is hard to grasp to what extreme it can go.
I will never quit until I'm forced to quit. We'll have to be broke, and everyone and all the investors will have to say stop, and all the staff will have to say I'm out of here, and people in San Miguel have to say, Jimmy, forget this, before I quit.
I'm gonna go right now and answer all the questions they filled out. Hey everyone, so we're gonna get started. The first thing is, I think you will find we're very transparent. We're all sincerely here because we're trying to do really cool things. All right, so I'm gonna go through these. I swear these weren't edited. Let's do it. Where does the beef come from? Great question. It is from our friend Ramon, and we had a matanza where they kill a cow. I'm vegetarian because I did this 3 years ago. By the way, I killed a cow with absurd. Have you ever held a cow while its soul floated away? Why is there not more money for food? Oh, budget question. Got it. All right, here's the I travel professionally and get exchanged money to speak into a microphone to have people laugh. So I think enough bad stand-up shows will prepare you for an angry revolt. There are 80 of you, and you pay $5 grand. Right, so that is 400,000. I get it. This is an absurd amount of money. So let's break down 1 month, 80,000 in salary.
And how many staff?
There's 45. So do that math, and then
Do you figure?
give us a few bones. If you do the math, it comes out. I was saying that it's like $3 per meal or so, something like that. All right, so then we have $10,000 per project.
For everyone total?
Yes, this is per month. Thank you, Ryan. And it's also per intern. So programs that have more interns have more budget.
And we are a startup. We have a 6-7 year track record, right? But when it comes to resources, we make these decisions very strategically. We spend the most on the people because we want you to have the best experience possible here and have access to the mind resource, right? Which I think is most important.
And we also think like Jameson, literal hotshot consultant. We have 2 PhDs. We have 8 masters, and we're here because we really believe in this place. So cool. Does that help budget stuff? So because this number is enormous. This number, you're like, wait a minute, I should be eating gold. I don't like gold, but I should be eating gold. I've done shows in front of hostile stand-up crowds. I have 20 minutes, and then at the end, people are laughing and clapping and being like, that was great. I wish you went longer. Kalyala has taught me that education is entertainment. Everything's the same. But I was like, oh, I was gonna tell you this, but like, we have these different programs. Let's tell them this. Let's talk about what is sustainability now. What's that?
Is anyone like medically trained? Allison?
I'm sorry to say this, but might be clear.
Let's move to
Can also be from, were you ever breathing heavily or anything like that?
Not recently, just I can say my hands are okay. My feet have been kind of like tingly all day though.
I don't know any other institute that you give them a bucket full of questions and that night they answer almost all of them. Non-sensitively, but until one of us passed out.
Here, sit here and focus on that.
With your guys' consent, I think it would be totally okay to end this question for tonight. We can pick it up tomorrow. Just group consensus. Is everybody okay with that?
No, thank you. We're struggling with white savior complex.
For the last group of interns that are going to be charged this amount and that tuition's going up, is that to compensate for producing more jobs, allowing more Panamanians to come and work?
I just can't be in this space that everything in me just wants to go home.
San Miguel is the neighboring large-ish town. It's 500 people. And there we teach in the schools, and we focus on developing relationships there and making sure that people understand who we are and why we're here.
It's something like that, like we're the last group of interns that are going to be charged this amount and that tuition's going up. Is that to compensate for, producing more jobs, allowing more Panamanians to come and work?
Yeah, totally. Kalyala should be a bilingual, bicultural place. Right now, our staff is almost...
Numbers-wise, I think it's a third.
It's a third, yeah.
And a third Panamanian?
I mean, I'm Latin American recruiting. That's a thing we think about a lot and scratch our head about a lot.
It makes me feel better about not being just the white person coming in and displacing, and it's really important. It would break my heart if that's what it was, and I just needed some reassurance that it wasn't that.
We're struggling with white savior complex. And those are really complex things to think about. And those are really tough questions that we're open about and be like, yeah, let's talk about the sort of white savior complex. Like, you know, let's talk about what that means. Let's talk about how can we come in and make sure that we are working with people. Let's continue having these conversations.
I feel like the energy kind of changed here. There's less anxiety and less panic about what's going on. I think just the knowledge of what's happening here makes you be able to believe in the place, and then therefore you don't panic.
I feel better about everything we talked about for sure. Because I was ready to leave for a little while. Like yesterday, I felt so disappointed this place lied.
At the end of the day, this town is going to become a town. At this point, we're still building the foundational elements of it. It's still really early. It's kind of like a toddler.
Now, like, it's very clear that we are just in the beginning stages of building a town. I think that wasn't really clear before.
Kaliyala is like my friend who invited me to come help him move out, but I show up and he actually is going through a divorce and doesn't know how to live on his own. And so I thought I was going to help this guy just move a couch, but like I ended up, I have to teach this guy how to boil spaghetti and stuff.
That was the main issue, is as soon as you communicate, you just ask a few questions and all the answers, you're like, oh, great, awesome, I feel so much better.
I don't have that fear anymore that I am just like a little child that doesn't know anything, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of things, but what I do know, I can build off of now.
Yeah, and now I don't want to leave anymore. So. I don't want to stay here for a long time.
Hey, did you hear one of our interns is building a laundry machine?
Yeah.
That's one of our biggest problems. That'd be huge.
There's an outer drum, an exterior drum that holds water, and then an interior drum with lots of holes to allow water to flow into it. Then what I'm doing now is I'm cutting a door, and then we'll be able to lift up. So then you lift this up, and then so that you open this one up, then you open up this one, put all your clothes in. So you're gonna turn this by hand like this, and it'll turn this 10, 12, 15 minutes, depending on the load size, which you can wash 3 full loads of laundry in this because of how big it is.
Why do I live out here is because I love my privacy, I love my alone time, and I need to get away quite often. The still has been here since February. It was donated by someone from Hatch. That's pretty cool. What's going on here? Reminds me of my Friday night. Oh, hey, Ron. Jungle Cat. Yo. It's cool, you know, people come by and visit on the rare occasion, but for the most part, I just get to sit here and be peaceful with me. All right. I was born in France, born in Paris. The first 3-4 years of my life, I lived in Normandy, and then we lived in Northern Virginia and DC for a long time. My parents divorced when I was 9. My mother and I haven't spoken since I was 18. Freud would have a field day with me. Tell me about your mother. There's that blue morpho again. Can't get that butterfly. I wonder how she's doing, and I hope she's happy and okay. But I don't miss the meanness. I've had some wonderful, amazing girlfriends that are amazing people, but then I end it because I just need to be alone. It is what it is. People come, people go. Whether it's family, friends, loved ones, enemies, whatever. The world keeps on turning. You just got to keep doing you and be good to other people, live a good life. All of that just kind of leads to what is the best way to live in this world.
Everyone in Kaliyala, it's very difficult for them to relate.
Coming from the hip, you're swinging it back behind you.
Gringos come from like a completely different world.
Here in the kitchen in Kaluyala, we attend around 120 people per day. We also need to take care of the gluten-free people, the vegans, the vegetarians. But then again, because of where we are and the type of operation that we have, it's not feasible to accommodate certain type of allergies.
I have avocado here, I have cucumber here. I've been cooking out here because I'm super gluten-free. It's been really challenging. Just trying to maintain a separate space. If I touch something that had bread, I get sick. Honestly, just not feeling supported. My family has been really supportive. My mom especially has made it so that we'll cook together, we'll go out and grocery shop together, and then coming here has just been a whole other ball game for so many reasons. There's several of us with food allergies that have just been completely overlooked, and I feel like I'm totally, like I'm glad that I've been cooking for myself because I know that I'm going to be able to eat.
Right now, we are on another part of Kaluyala property. It's on the other side of the river. A year ago, it was bought by Kaluyala, and the idea is that this will be like Town 2.0. But that won't be for another 20 years. So, you know, I came in and I told Jimmy, I was like, why have this piece of land not being used when we could use it to feed people? And he's like, let's fucking do it.
El total de agua que quede agua aquí. No le echa mucha, no sirve.
Ceniza, ¿qué pasó? Muy buena gente. Dale, Anisa, dale, dale. I'd say almost everyone in Kaluyala, it's very difficult for them to relate to locals. Gringos come from like completely different worlds. And I sometimes I don't even feel like they're comfortable around that environment. There's other us and them attitudes sometimes that Americans kind of tend to carry around with them, which is a little disappointing. Anisa, no más. Anisa, fuera, no más pollo. Quiero pavo.
So all these drinks are Lily's rum? Don't you get some of these? Number 6, define mise en place.
Just all your prep is ready for the day. Ingredients, just like your onions are chopped up, your kitchen, your tools are all where they're supposed to be.
Good.
Vengo de, I come from.
Okay, when you get it out there, like.
Hey, Olivia, Connor, Ash, do y'all need your machete sharpened?
Wait, I want mine sharpened, but I didn't claim one.
Well, bring it on over.
How do I choose one?
I think you just come over here and grab a machete.
Choose one for me.
Okay, Rel.
It'll be a love gift.
I think we're about ready, are we?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's round them up.
Is that yours? Yeah. Is this anyone's?
How sharp?
Grab a machete.
I shouldn't be trusted with this fucking thing.
Rule number 1 with machetes: no sword fighting. And the reason is that you could kill somebody. Also, closed-toed shoes. Does everybody have closed-toed shoes? Yay! Eventually,
by the end of the semester, I hope this kind of becomes close to an extension of your body. So let's go ahead and strike some things. Is kind of get a little bit more of an athletic stance, right? So we're not kind of bending over like that, right? We're kind of in it, you know? It's just that kind of, it's coming from the hip. A lot of it's the swing of the wrist. Maybe even like put your hand on your knee. Imagining it deeper. It's not, you don't swing a baseball bat like this, right? You know, something like those. You're swinging it back behind you.
I'm really bad at this.
You're lucky you're doing it with me and not the campesinos, because they would give you so much shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo!
Did that feel awesome?
Yeah.
Alright, focus on your cuts. It's gonna be in a space though. It's not a conscious thing. It's not like, oh, there's wheat over there. It's like, I'll know immediately if I ate something because my throat just feels like hot and funny and I just get that noise in my head that's like, something's off. I'm working in a kitchen where there's gluten everywhere and it's frustrating because more than anything, I want to be here. I love cooking. I want to learn how to cook and feed other people. That's my passion. And it sucks that I can't do that, and it's so hard to explain because it seems like nothing. And then when I feel like this, it's like everything in me just wants to go home and not be sick. So I don't know.
Buscando saltamonte para pescar.
Oh my god, this one's huge! Oh man, look at that one. Look at this guy. Fucking enormous. Oh man. I do like this a lot. Oh man, that's fucking huge! Yes! Oh my god, combo. You won't believe this. Look at that. Look at that shit. There's 2 fucking grasshoppers. Look at that. And I caught them in the act.
Agarré 2 juntas temprano. ¡Hey! ¡Está pegado!
No rod, just hook and string. That's it. These guys are really good at catching fish like this. There's so much shit in the world going on right now that can threaten and endanger little spots just like this, from like ever having fish in it again, or from like even being able to stand in the water. I want it to always be like this, you know? That's something I can fight for. There won't be any overfishing because I suck at doing this. Working with these guys and whatnot, I say, I don't know anything. I don't know jack shit. And I'm not gonna come in here and be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm working on. Like, you're gonna do it this way, because like I'm not from around here. It's a process of evolution of like seeing how it best works here, and I want to see how they do it. And then we kind of get together and be like, well, what do you guys think about this? And then we make it better.
Pressure. Feel that. Think that. You're too sensitive. He's struggling. And have you always been gay? Or were you born that way? just my heart is pounding, so it's just gonna happen. This is a poem, and it's called Pressure. I'm gonna close my eyes because I get shy. Pressure. Feel that, think that, be that. And who are you to decide what to do? Decisions made for us, seemingly before us. And she'll be an athlete, and she'll go far, and she won't get caught in the back of that car. And you don't know how high feels until you felt the altitude. Decisions amounting to signing up for this ride that we didn't even decide to be on. Slip up in egons, let bygones be bygones, another outfit to try on. Try to be that way, talk that talk, drink that drink. Our molecules colliding are conducive to how we think about him or her. Am I wrong to refer to the twisted disposition of our fear of failure? Failure to produce, to seduce the idea of a complex soul. Being too old, too short, too fat, too skinny. And my favorite, you're too sensitive, as if that was a bad thing. Too sensitive to the fact that, hey, he's struggling. And Dad, maybe I don't want to be a lawyer. And she can't stand herself. Self-help and 50 Shades of fucking gray. And have you always been gay? Or were you born that way? And oh my God, what will your parents say? And what will you have to take it all back? Or simply move forward with the hope that Kaluyella is dope? Everything is totally different from last weekend, I can tell you that. Yeah, Pastor Bob answered all those questions. Everybody was just like, oh, okay, this is home now. And I feel that.
I'm having so much fun. I was just blown away by everybody performing earlier. It's great. It's so cute. Who are these? So all of these drinks are Willie's Rum.
With Willie's Distillery actually opening up and having the alcohol served, this is the first real taste of the beginning of an economy here.
It's like a big family already, and it's only week 2. There's so much more time.
Being in the jungle all the time is challenging, so it's good to kind of do other outdoor activities.
In modern society, the propensity for people to just ignore where their meat comes from is astounding.
So I'm going to hold her like this. I'm going to slit her throat.
Kind of hit the fan emotionally with my group of students.
I'm not going to watch it.
There's a source to the things you consume, and if you can't stomach it, maybe you literally shouldn't stomach it.